he's standing there whirling
through
gold
your
about.
thick and heavy breaths and through your dimming vision, you fire off a spell towards the king, hoping that even if it's barely, it will find its mark, because you feel like death is coming for you. It's now or never. Vendrik, luckily your aim is true, and you hit the king square in the chest. With a groan, the king finally breathes his last breath. He is about to keel over, but in his last moments he once again refuses to fall, standing up defiantly. His body refuses to fall even though he's unconscious. The gold and everything around him begins to materialize and drown him. And he stands in front of you, not as a man anymore, but as a statue, encased in gold.
Oh my god, Theron. As soon as I'm free, I need to go and treat Theron before he dies.
Everybody, the combat is over. In front of you stands the statue of a golden dead king, refusing to fall even in death. And inside is encased his soul. As for Theron, yeah, he's kind of fucked right now.
In which case, I'm just gonna let the hand drop to the side and... Thanks for that one, Vira.
The funny thing is, even if he hit me again, he couldn't kill me.
Still raging on the floor as you're unconscious.
Because I have
The thing
relentless
is,
endurance. He couldn't kill me.
When the knife hit the bone, you all started rolling criticals.
Right? So, once I stand up, I'll go ahead and use my first shout to give everyone 20 temporary HP.
Yeah, I'm also healing
out
you.
of combat, did we agree that you can use them? I
Let
think
me
you
read
can use
this.
them out of combat.
Oh yeah, this can't be.
Yeah.
Could I technically have used it at the end of the combat?
Oh, now you're mid-maxing. No, not okay, man.
Yeah,
Alright, fine.
I'm just healing you, man. Just take the heals.
Alright, fine. That's fine. Again, even at 1 hit point, he can't kill me outright. So, I'm fine.
Now, obviously, Vira, since you suffered 3 levels of exhaustion, do you care to wonder what would have happened if that hit you?
Probably
6 levels of
outright
exhaustion
death.
is automatic death, by
Yep,
the way.
it's outright death, and that's why I rolled that Constitution save to see if I would have lived. So basically, Adam, if you had failed, then I would literally be dead right now.
Oh my
Yep.
god, you saved his
Call it
life.
even then?
Yeah,
Call it even. There we go.
Because 6 levels of exhaustion is outright death. So if I had failed, I would have just died.
Oh my god.
That's
I
how
was
close
literally-
you were.
I was 6 seconds away from insta death.
Yep.
Still, very useful, that.
And Vira is definitely feeling the consequences. She's basically passed out on the floor.
Oh, and also, just to see if you can trigger me or not, was he immune to fire?
He was not immune to fire, but if his golden shield was up, he would be completely immune to fire.
Okay, I figured there was something in there with fire, and I didn't want to be triggered and waste my only 5th level left on immolation.
Right.
Good job, big guys. Good job. Good job.
Incidentally, since you were so preoccupied you didn't notice, but the commotion outside has quieted quite a long time ago.
I guess we're gonna. Oh, Iris, after treating Theron, is gonna go and slowly open the door.
As you open the door, you see a bunch of unconscious soldiers. However, on the far end of the room, you see a bloodstain, and sitting near the bloodstain is your wounded guide, who seems to be struggling. He is in a pretty bad spot. When he sees you open the doors, he stands up shakily on his feet and he says, "Is the deed done?" He speaks in demonic, by the way, so you don't understand him.
Oh right, Alyssia. Alyssia.
Visha walks over to Iris. You rang?
Translator, please.
Alyssia turns to the guy and
Abdallah.
asks in demonic, would you please repeat?
Is the deed done?
If you mean is the king dead, then yes. It would appear he has turned himself into a golden statue.
With unsteady feet, he starts staggering forward, ignoring the dripping blood in his open wounds as he's making his way inside the room and towards the king.
Can I just slap a few talismans on him as he passes?
As you try to do that, he raises his hand and shakes his head.
Are you sure? She says she follows.
Vendrik, you wanna give me a demonology real quick?
Yeah, sure. This confirms what I thought earlier.
So, and here's the part where a part of
26.
Alyssia wants to
even
shoot him in
though
the face.
the person in front of you is not yet dead, he is on death's door. Even if you try to heal him, it doesn't look like he's gonna make it. He seems to be inflicted with some kind of curse, and his life is about to run out. That being so, you are able to peer into his essence and read his soul, Vendrik. I'm assuming you would wish to know that.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see if I was right.
You mean we were right?
What you
Little
managed to read from him is essence of the Golden Monarch. Unable to resist the curse placed upon him, the Golden Monarch created God's servant to fulfill his final duty to his people. Taking great pride in his people and his rule, the Golden Monarch, in a final act of defiance, robbed the overworld from the satisfaction of watching his kingdom crumble. He entrusted what little of his honor remained to his avatar, Abdullah, with the task of killing the monster called the King of Greed.
Aha! So we were right.
So, as Abdallah, or literally translated as God's servant, stands in front of the statue, he one final time turns back towards the rest of you and bows deeply, ignoring the wounds in his tired body. And just remarks, "Thank you, my friends, for what you have done for me and for my people."
She gives a small nod back. By the way, is there literally no way I can help this guy?
No.
He's fucked.
Vendrik can tell you that trying to heal him is pointless. A curse is placed upon him and his life is about to run out. He touches the golden statue and the statue begins to change form and shape. Oh fuck, just a sec. Some technical difficulties right here. Enjoy the moment, reflect on what just happened.
So
Well,
quick
I'm
question.
still passed out on the floor if anybody wants to know.
Is there anyone going to inform Alyssia of the fact that this guy is dying?
Oh yeah,
saving?
Probably mention it. Like Vendrik would probably inform Iris as she was like, "Can I help in any way?"
Yeah, I would literally be like, "So it is how I fought," and then I'd say the blah blah blah, Art of the Golden King, by a curse, blah 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 blah. You've heard it, but
Right. As the statue melts, unfortunately, your GM misplaced an image that's supposed to be here. So, whoops. What you see in front of you, as the remains in a small puddle of gold, is a beautiful golden skull.
Oh. Like Iris is gonna move up
Along
to
with
view
the
it.
golden skull, you see a small badge and a soul.
I'm not gonna take it just yet, out of respect, since this guy's still alive.
That can be changed.
Shh.
To be fair,
The person
I had the
in
same
front of you,
symbol.
Abdallah, when this metamorphosis happens of the statue, he just slowly fades and disappears, turning into a soul. And his soul joins the soul of the monarch.
I'm gonna take those
and
up.
it purifies it.
Oh, okay.
If I take those up, will I get the description of it, or?
Well, Vendrik can read them, so I'm gonna start giving you the description. Is that okay?
Hang on a minute. Right now, Iris is going to pick up the other badge, get the others, and place it with all three. She's going to go. Demons had honor, justice, and even concepts of being a knight and sacrifice. She seems pretty, like, impacted by this as she scoops him up and puts him in a pack and goes and takes the golden skull before moving up to Vendrik. Could you read the soul?
Arcana? Or we counting that
you don't
earlier
have
roll?
to roll right now, it's fine. Soul of the King of Greed. When the Overlord's crusade for power began, the Golden Monarch was the first to stand up against him. The Honorable King gathered great armies and great kings to his side, but ultimately it proved futile. Even in defeat, the Golden Monarch refused to yield. This defiance was punished with a curse that robbed the once glorious king of his greatest virtue, and reduced him to nothing more than a greedy tyrant. His legacy tarnished, the Overlord left him to watch as all other kingdoms crumbled, so that the age of kings would die with the once great monarch. Badge of Honor. Lesser being, these words are for you alone. Your hunger for strength marks you among us. Gather more souls and you shall achieve feats of which others can only dream. This is a proof of kingship. The first of all kings ushered an age of golden prosperity. His punishment was to be the last to fall and watch it crumble around him, which he did with untarnished honor even in death. For no one embodied the free like the Golden Monarch did. If the kings will not reclaim their thrones, let them reclaim their true form. As for the skull itself, symbol of avarice, once a symbol of Ea and the Golden Monarch, this skull has been reduced to a cursed lump of gold, worshipped by the greedy and foolhardy alike. Possession of this item guarantees that one will never have money problems. Material wealth will have a natural way of flowing to the hands of its owner, quickly becoming an incredibly wealthy person. While this item's curse is regarded as the golden rule, many who have interacted with this item would argue its true curse is the misery it brings.
Hardcore. Like, Iris is like, that is actually kind of cool. I like that.
Alyssia is trying to piece together money, like infinite money and misery, and does not understand.
She's gonna put that in her pack and go, we should visit the weapon merchant. Before we head back.
You hear somewhere off in the distance, horns are being sounded all over the city.
Wait.
About to disappear.
Oh, right. This was a phantasm, wasn't it?
And it's
As
probably
you
best
look
we get down.
From the as you look towards the open wall and see and gaze upon the city from high above, from the highest perch, you see everybody below you. You see people grieving and crying, knowing their once magnificent king is dead. As they cry, you see them slowly dying off, one by one, and the entire golden city slowly begins to crumble, losing its once majestic stature. Everything is falling apart, and the people are grieving and crying for
And
what
dying.
has been lost.
Well, I guess our task here is finished.
That's cool, aren't we?
Well, what happened to did what's-his-face keel over? The Alibaba or...
When Abdallah died, his
There you go.
soul entered the soul of the king and purified it,
Okay.
removing the curse.
So
By
wait,
chance.
the skull does not give infinite money?
No,
now?
the skull is cursed, but the soul of the king is now pure. It's not cursed anymore.
Do I see...
If you remember what I just told you, it said the Overlord punished the Monarch for his defiance by cursing him, robbing him of his greatest virtue, and turning him into a greedy tyrant. But once Abdallah became once again part of the king, he purified him.
Okay, fair enough.
Abdallah was basically a part of the Monarch. Because the Monarch felt like his time is up and he will be corrupted, he detached a part of his soul to a different being, and that being has been living through the ages, waiting for a chance to slay the king and purify his soul. You helped him achieve that duty. In essence, the honorable king achieved the ultimate sense of honor and killed himself with your help.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, greedy loot order, do I see his bow anywhere? I want to find that bow
What bow?
that he had.
Oh no, the
I'm-
bow vanished as well.
Dang it, come on. That was awesome. What do you-
I
That was a
assume that the bow was
present
part of
given
him.
by the king to the one that is going to kill him.
Dang
It was basically again a part of him.
Well, I'm gonna basically use the orb to call Henri then. Or stand
Considering you're in a crumbling noble phantasm, right now it's very unstable, so you're gonna have to leave it first.
Oh,
Is there
okay.
anything? Is there anything else around, like, of interest that, like, within the room itself, that
Nothing
would catch your
but
eye?
the gold that has, shall we say, lost its shine. It's fool's gold.
Okay.
No, head out. Run away.
Everything is disappearing.
Let's go, quickly.
So I assume we're just leaving my body in the room.
Oh no, we've stick
Yeah,
you on
this
Firion.
is where you want it to be.
Firion, would you mind as we run? Thanks. Just cling to Firion's sweaty body as we run away.
Sure.
As you begin to leave the noble phantasm behind you, you once again turn back to peer upon the once beautiful city and its honorable and magnificent people, all lost, again seemingly because of the Overlord's ambitions. Demons or not, these people had their life, had their history, and now it is all lost forever. All but remains is what is in your hands right now. And as you're reflecting on what just happened, you hear a squall somewhere up in the skies. Iris, it seems that after a week or so, your friend has gotten a reply to you, and he has, and the bird has managed to deliver it.
Fuck me,
Vendrik,
good
if
bird.
you would do us the honors.
Ah, fuck, do I have to read all of that?
Okay, somebody else then.
It's not that much, it's just long.
I'd read it, but I'm dyslexic, so I'm not good at reading aloud.
Oh, shit.
Anyone?
Come on,
Dear
I'll
man.
do
Iris
it.
Shirokawa,
It
it seems like you have stumbled across something rather unique. I do indeed know a bit about the badges you mention. It is a long and complicated story, so I will try to summarize important details. Long ago, when Alberu, no idea how to pronounce the name, Alberox, was still in turmoil and in shambles from the Dragon War, the Golden Beast stepped up to lead his people. Through strength and order, he single-handedly fathered the Age of Kings. I mean that quite literally, if the whole stories are to be believed. Bear in mind that this was long ago. He entrusted all kings with a piece of his strength and gave them his blessing in the form of a badge. Ultimately, the Golden Beast and his efforts were ruined by the Overlord, who took advantage of this to grow stronger. That is as much as I can share, unfortunately. Most of it have little proof. Most of it I have little proof of. As far as the Shirokawa family is involved, the matter is no less complicated. Their efforts to keep you a secret have always been to buy time. Now you all have begun leaving your mark on the world. People have noticed. Influential, important people. The Prince of Edelvent and the Shirokawa family have always had a complicated relationship. So much so that a letter and a perspective from a stranger can't do it much justice. Both parties have their own reasons to want to work together, but they lack the legitimacy. Them working together without proper care would send a bad message to the Olvians, which in turn may lead to war. The only advice I can give you is, don't be fooled by appearances. You may find allies where you least expect it. Best of luck out there to you all. From the Hallowed Word Months.
I, of course, share that with them, and then close the letter and put it in my pack.
As you receive that letter, Iris, and probably have a lot more questions than answers, there is a huge magical explosion somewhere nearby, very close. And unfortunately, it's a portal, but it's not Henri that steps out of it.
Is it me from the future?
Sadly, not
telling
this
me
time.
to turn back
Maybe
now.
Nacht Free.
I'm gonna start waking up now.
It's your
Oh,
kids,
look.
Morty.
It's the guy that I was almost gonna have in my campaign.
A demon in a rather peculiar looking suit steps out of the portal with a mask on his face and is slowly walking up to you guys. Hello, humans. It's good to meet you, I suppose. Now, allow me a moment so I can strike a cool pose. My benefactor demands your presence. Don't be spooked by my portal's ominous luminescence. I'm here to escort you to the other side. I suggest you follow me with a confident stride. After all, saying no is not an option. Failure to comply will be met with violence and in brutal proportion. Please don't view this as a threat. I'm only trying to win a bet. Go ahead and pass through the gateway over there. Do as I say, and no harm will come to you, I swear. I want to finish this job as fast as I can. I have a terrible hangover from last night, man.
By the way, I'm gonna look back at everybody else. I suspect we're kind of beaten and bruised by this point.
Pretty much.
Like,
I'm barely conscious.
One of us
I'm literally
barely-
just going like, what?
I'm at half health. Furian's barely at 1/5.
I'm below half health.
But yeah, and yeah, we're
About half.
fucked. We lack 5th level spells. Fuck, we're gonna have to go along with this.
Who is your master?
As soon as you ask a question, you see the demon sigh audibly. Clearly he wasn't lying about him having a headache, or a hangover more like it. And rather than answer your question, he snaps his fingers. Anybody that wants to resist what's about to happen, roll me a will save.
Wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom, sorry. Sorry, I'm still not used to this shit. Right.
Fuck you, I'm a mage.
Fuck you, I'm almost
Vendrik,
unconscious.
you're gonna love what happens next, my friend.
Ha, you think you can mind control me? I can't even walk. I'm useless.
You put up quite a decent effort, but even you fall short. As
Lies.
suddenly you guys... actually wait, is anybody... No, that's 24 is the highest, okay.
Not physically
Everybody is
possible.
suddenly lifted into the air and violently flung inside the portal, with the
Motherfucker.
demon
Oh,
casually strolling in after you.
I can imagine Vira just flopping about in the air.
24 was just a little bit short, Vendrik.
I'm
Lies.
just,
I've
I'm
never
just
been a little
literally
bit short in my
flying.
life.
Oh,
Oh, I
Too
guess
bad,
there's
Adam.
a first time for everything, Vendrik.
but Vera's just flying through the air, just thinking, well, I guess this is my life now.
So once again, you find yourself after a grueling adventure flung through a random portal. I guess at this point, this has become a habit, huh? This is gonna stick, isn't it? At any rate, with your weirdly rhyming companion in tow, you are flung to an unknown area. And unfortunately, Your fate seems to be sealed on the other side.
That's
But
alright, I still have
we
the
will
badge.
find out what that means next time. On Dragon Ball Z! I beat you to it, Adam. Fuck you.
Ahaha!
It's okay, I still have the badge. I'm just gonna be like, sorry, do you know who I know? Can you fuck off, please?
Right. and that,
My dad could beat up your dad.
ladies and gentlemen, is our session for tonight. At least the abridged version, because again, we had to rush a lot of things. I mean, he was literally gonna create golems out of the fucking goat, and there was gonna be golem goats and that kind of shit. Or whatever. We'll take what we can get, because we kinda, you know. Your travel through the portal lasts a few seconds as usual, and honestly, like every time, you're still not used to it, and you probably never will be. It's a very, shall we say, unique experience traveling through portals, as Vendrik would attest to that since he has the most experience out of all of you. At any rate, eventually you find yourselves on the other side of the portal, flung rather unceremoniously like you were thrown out of a bar. The demon casually walks out of the portal along with you, and once again opens his, shall we say, charming mouth to speak. Welcome to the Overworld's private chamber. I'm sure this will be a meeting to remember. Few ever enter these hollow halls, and even fewer leave with their bows. The boss can be quite intimidating, you see, so put on your big boy pants and try not to flee. Speaking of clothes, what's with the savage over there? Does he always meet important people shirtless like he just don't care? We can stand here all day while I mock your human clothes, but there is no time for that, so let's bring this interlude to a close. All the rhyming
Vira's
is not
stage
helping my
whispers.
terrible headache. I'll just pop in another dimension and take a break. Be careful and try not to die. He points at you, Vendrik. I'm looking at you, wise guy. Be respectful, try not to glare, or don't and die, see if I care. Now excuse me while I go collect the reward for the rhyming bet. Best part? I didn't even break a sweat. And with that, he quickly turns around and disappears through the portal. With
I was
a
about
magical
to.
pop, the portal disappears along with him, and you are left in an unfamiliar to you room, all alone, seemingly.
Did he say Overlord?
Why was that guy rhyming?
He was trying to win a bet.
No. I know that. Vira's
you
just
mean in
stage
character?
was yeah.
Dang it, the one time Esper is in character.
The
Esper
one time she's in
gets
character and I
out
just
character.
ruined it, I'm so sorry.
God fucking damn it.
Oh god, what a lovely ending to Act 1. But yeah, it's going to turn around. I suspect it's a demon thing. She shrugs.
Did say Overlord.
That's why I just asked.
Yeah, he did say Overlord.
Are we gonna meet the guy we're supposed to be killing?
That would be awkward.
What's even more
Okay.
awkward is if this is the Overlord, he can hear us.
Oh come on, not every demon has some sort of long-range hearing or anything.
I'm pretty sure this one does. Vira's just gonna fall over.
Oh right, I pick it. I pick Vira back up
by
from
the way,
her
just
back.
so you know, this room is massive. So the person that you see barely at the other end of the long hallway is probably a good 200 meters away from you. Like a huge distance, just saying.
I bet our voices are echoing like hell. We're just like trying to be all sneaky and he can hear it clear as
Oddly
day.
enough, they are not echoing. This room
Oh.
seems to be heavily magically, shall we say, bombarded or modified. The
Well.
temperature, you all find that it's in perfect condition for you. Like, even though different people have different anatomy, different tastes, every one of you feels like they're in a perfect environment. Everybody feels like they're at perfect room temperature, they can breathe perfectly fine. The room is inclined to accommodate all different beings in all different manner. Truly something worthy of, shall we say, people, person of the people, because as you know, there are many races among demons. So if you were to meet with all of them, you would need to have special accommodations for all of them. This room seems to be exactly that.
So for me right now, it's a freezer because I'm overheating from 3 levels of exhaustion and then climbing up 30 for stairs
Exactly,
for 30
but you're
minutes
the
in
only
the
one that
heat.
feels like you're in a freezer. For everybody else, they feel it totally different.
Could I possibly just share around about 3 talismans between the... Actually, who is
You
dying?
can do whatever you want, you're not in combat.
Good, I'm gonna slap 3 talismans on Vira. Hang on a second.
By the way, Adam, can you go ahead and help Sibby in chat if you haven't seen it?
I already sent him the info.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool, thank you.
I hadn't seen it.
There you go, Vira. You're feeling a bit better.
Can I has a talisman?
I shall give you 3 talismans just like I gave Vira. No more, no less. There you
Alright.
go. You get 22 heals.
Well, there is only one way this is going to end, so we may as well walk down those stairs.
Right, everybody okay?
And
Vira, you okay
with
on my
that-
back?
Vendrik's just going to start heading towards the...
It's okay. I think I'll be able to walk.
Alright. I'm gonna keep carrying her as I go forwards as well towards where we'll be meeting this dude.
Vera
As
makes
you
no effort
guys
to
are
get up.
getting ready for what may happen, Gio suddenly pipes up. Guys, I'd hate to ruin the tense moment, but perchance, do you see a way out? I kinda wanna leave.
Yeah, I looked. There's none. I don't really want to
It's
be
okay,
rude by
Gio,
trying
I'll
to
protect you. I just kind of pat my chest.
I really don't like where this is going.
Neither do I. It's fine.
Hold my beer, I've got this.
Alright, I'm gonna head on up. I suspect there's this little platform I can stand on.
Yes. It's apart from this area that is in close vicinity to the front, most of the room is actually quite open. Like there's you could probably fit a good 500 or 600 people inside here if you stuff them very nice on both sides. It's a very spacious and grandiose room. With plenty of tapestry on the sides, huge windows that for some reason when you look outside you see absolutely nothing but pitch black darkness.
By the
Also,
way,
hello Sibby.
when I get there, can I place Vera down on the small pedestal? Like, here,
Yes you
here.
can if you wanna sacrifice her to the old gods.
No, I place it behind us and I step forward because she's got to lay down. It's like, lay there, it's fine, don't worry.
Right. So, you guys approach the throne and you get a better view of the person or thing that's sitting in the throne. Which, ever since you walked in, the being has not moved a muscle. It has just quietly been staring at you. Well,
Holy crap,
you assume it's staring at you considering you can't even see its face.
that really does look like an overlord.
I'm sorry, what?
I said that really does look like an overlord.
I know, right? As you approach, the being continues to silently stare at you, not saying anything.
I'm gonna speak up. I'm here at Shirokawa. I ask why we've been summoned here.
Suddenly, low voice, low but booming with great strength, fills your ears from all directions. Almost like it's audibly meant to be broadcasted to the entire room, no matter how low the voice is. I wished to gaze upon the humans that have preyed on my kind.
What? Hey! What? Twice?
You got the next.